Did you know that one simple bedtime snack could quietly support your erection or quietly kill it? We often blame age, hormones, or stress and think, maybe this is just how it is now. But what if the real issue is what you're eating? Before bed? Today I'll share 5 nighttime snacks that gently improve blood flow, sleep, and male vitality. No pills, no expensive treatments, just simple, real food. If even one of these becomes your habit, you might be surprised at the changes. Let me start with a small one you might already have in your kitchen. Half a banana with a spoonful of natural peanut butter. Now, that might not sound like much, but for many older men, this simple combo can quietly support something we don't talk about often enough: morning erections. You see, after 60, your blood vessels get a little stiffer, your hormones shift, and the signals between your brain and your body don't move quite as fast. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It just means your body needs a little extra help to do what used to come naturally. And some of that help can come from what you eat before bed. I've worked with older men for over 20 years, and the truth is, sometimes the smallest change makes the biggest difference. I remember one man in particular, Harry, a 66-year-old retired history teacher from Springfield. He came to me embarrassed, saying he hadn't woken up with an erection in months and figured that part of his life was just over. We went through his routine, and nothing stood out until I asked about nighttime habits. Turns out he skipped dinner often and just had coffee and toast during the day. He was underfueled and running on stress. His son, who's a dietitian, casually mentioned, "Dad, try a banana and a spoonful of peanut butter before bed. It might help." Harry tried it, half expecting nothing, but after a few weeks, he told me quietly, "It's back." What he meant was more than just the physical. It was the feeling of being alive, of still working as a man. Another client, Joseph, 71, from Mesa, Arizona, had trouble falling asleep and staying asleep, which in turn affected his testosterone levels. We introduced this same snack, just half a banana and 1 spoon of unsweetened peanut butter. About an hour before bed, he found that not only did his sleep improve, but his mood and confidence did too. That's the ripple effect of better rest and blood flow. Your body begins to remember how to respond again. What often helps, especially for men over 60, is giving the body exactly what it needs at night. Bananas are rich in magnesium and potassium, 2 nutrients that support relaxed blood vessels and better circulation. Peanut butter, when it's natural and not full of sugar, provides healthy fats and a bit of protein that slows down digestion and keeps your blood sugar steady overnight. Together, they're not just tasty, they're fuel for your system to do repairs while you sleep. No tricks, no chemicals, just a snack that works with your body, not against it. So, if you're looking for a small, doable step that might help bring something important back into your mornings, try this tonight. Don't wait for a big fix or the perfect moment. Sometimes healing starts with something as humble as a banana and a spoon. You don't need to be perfect or young again or prove anything to anyone. You just deserve to feel good in your own skin and to wake up with a sense of power still living in you. Even small choices matter, especially when they come from care. You're not broken, you're just under-supported, and that's something we can change. Here's one I see all the time: starting the day with just coffee or nothing at all. It might seem harmless, especially if you've done it for years, but skipping breakfast or relying only on coffee can quietly chip away at your hormone health, and that includes your sexual function. When you go too long without food in the morning, your blood sugar drops, your stress hormones rise, and your body enters a kind of conservation mode. It holds back on producing testosterone and other hormones because it thinks energy is scarce. And drinking coffee on an empty stomach only makes this worse. It raises acid in your gut and triggers more cortisol, which tightens blood vessels and puts extra strain on your system. If you've been feeling more tired, flat, or less interested in intimacy lately, this one habit could be playing a bigger role than you think. I'll never forget Walter, 73, retired electrician from Ohio, tall guy with a dry sense of humor. He came to me saying, "Doc, I feel like my engine won't start in the mornings, in more ways than one." When we went over his routine, he told me proudly, "I've had coffee every morning at 6 a.m. since '83. Breakfast? That's for people with time to waste." I smiled and said, "Walter, you're running your body like it's still 40, but your hormones need a little more care now." I explained that his body was treating every morning like a low-fuel emergency. holding back on testosterone production, raising stress hormones, slowing everything down. He laughed, but he listened. I suggested he start with something small, a boiled egg, a half cup of oatmeal, a few almonds. He added a real breakfast, nothing fancy, just something with protein and warmth. 2 weeks later, he called me and said, "I don't know what's in that oatmeal, but I woke up feeling like I was back in the 90s. We both laughed, but he was serious. His sleep got better, his mornings felt stronger, and that flat feeling started to fade. What often helps, especially for men over 60, is bringing breakfast back into the picture, gently, consistently, without skipping. One of the simplest ways is to eat something warm and light within an hour of waking up. A boiled egg, a small bowl of oatmeal, a few walnuts, or a spoon of cottage cheese. These are real foods your body understands. And if you can't imagine starting the day without coffee, that's okay. Just pair it with a bite of protein so your system doesn't feel attacked first thing in the morning. It's not about giving up what you love. It's about adding what your body needs. Your body isn't failing you. It's just waiting for some fuel and kindness. Food in the morning isn't a burden. It's a message to your hormones that it's safe to show up again, that you're still in the game, still worth the energy. Even a small change like breakfast can quietly rebuild confidence, strength, and the spark you thought was gone. You don't need to push, you just need to nourish. Another small habit that's easy to miss but makes a quiet difference, a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds before bed. Now, this might sound too simple to matter, but these little seeds are loaded with things your body needs more of as you age. Zinc to support testosterone, magnesium to relax blood vessels, and something called L-arginine that helps with blood flow. After 60, your body naturally produces less testosterone, and blood vessels become a little less flexible, which can make it harder to get or keep an erection. Many older men assume this is just aging and give up, but sometimes it's not. A failure, it's a fuel issue. You're not broken. Your body is just missing some of the ingredients it used to get more of, and seeds like these quietly fill in the gaps. I remember Ray, a 68-year-old retired delivery driver from Indiana. Great guy, always cracking jokes, but he came to me with a concern he didn't know how to talk about. "I still love my wife," he said, "but my body just doesn't show up like it used to." We walked through his habits and noticed something interesting. Every night, around 9:30, Ray would snack on cookies or sweet crackers while watching TV. It helped him relax, sure, but it also spiked his blood sugar and gave his system nothing helpful to work with overnight. I asked if he'd be open to swapping that snack for a small handful of roasted pumpkin seeds. No salt, no sugar, just real seeds. He looked at me like I was kidding, but said, "All right, Doc, I'll try anything once." 2 weeks later, he called and said, "I don't know if it's magic or what, but things are definitely waking up again." His sleep improved, he felt more rested in the morning, and that sense of being connected to his body and to his wife quietly returned. What often helps is choosing a small evening snack that doesn't mess with your blood sugar, but supports your hormones instead. One of the easiest and cheapest ways to do that is with pumpkin seeds. Just one small handful, about 20 grams, about an hour before bed. They're high in zinc, which your body uses to make testosterone, and they also contain good fats that support healthy cell function. The magnesium helps relax blood vessels, and the L-arginine helps increase blood flow where you want it most. This isn't a supplement, it's real food, and your body knows what to do with it. You don't have to feel past your prime. That feeling of strength and confidence doesn't belong to the young. It belongs to the well-fed and well-rested. Your body can still respond. Sometimes it just needs a signal, a little support, a different kind of fuel. A handful of seeds may not seem like much, but it's a quiet way to remind your body and yourself that strength can return one small habit at a time. Here's one I like to recommend to men who want a little support. And a little pleasure too. A couple squares of dark chocolate with a few almonds before bed. It might not sound like a health tip, but this small combo can actually support your circulation, lower tension, and help you sleep better. All of which are important when it comes to maintaining strong, natural erections. As we get older, our blood vessels naturally lose some flexibility, our magnesium levels drop, and our ability to relax, both mentally and physically, gets harder. That affects everything from your sleep to your hormone balance to how your body responds in intimate moments. What you eat before bed can either help or quietly hold you back, and this snack helps more than most realize. One of my favorite stories comes from Tom, a 70-year-old retired plumber from Pennsylvania. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy, always wore flannel and swore by black coffee and meatloaf. When I first mentioned dark chocolate to him, he actually laughed and said, "Doc, chocolate's for Valentine's Day, not for fellas like me." But I explained it's not about the sweet, it's about the flavonoids. Good quality dark chocolate, around 80% cocoa or more, contains plant compounds that help dilate blood vessels and improve blood flow. And almonds, they're full of magnesium, which helps muscles relax and supports testosterone levels too. Tom was skeptical, but gave it a shot. 2 squares of chocolate and a small handful of raw almonds before bed. No sugar added, nothing fancy. After a few weeks, he came back and said, "Okay, I get it now. Let's just say things are flowing a little easier again." He also said he slept better, which didn't surprise me. When circulation improves and tension drops, sleep often does too. What often helps is choosing a bedtime snack that works with your body, not against it. One of the simplest ways to do that is this. About an hour before bed, have 2 small squares of 80% dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, and 4 to 5 almonds, preferably unsalted and raw or dry roasted. This combo gives your blood vessels the nutrients they need to relax and open, helps ease nighttime tension, and gently tells your system it's okay to rest and recover. You don't need a supplement or a prescription, just a smarter way. To treat yourself, your body doesn't need to be punished into health. It needs to be supported calmly and consistently. Something as small as a piece of chocolate and a few almonds can feel like a treat, but act like a tool. That's the kind of medicine I believe in, the kind that feels good and does good. You're not out of time. You're just due for better. Habits that fit who you are now. Even a small joy before bed can remind your body it still knows what to do, and you're still the man you've always been. Let me share one of the most comforting habits I've seen make a quiet but real difference. A cup of warm milk with turmeric and honey before bed. It may sound old-fashioned, but this simple drink supports your sleep, your mood, and even your hormonal balance, which all play a role in maintaining healthy intimacy. As we age, stress often settles into the body without us noticing. And when your sleep suffers, your testosterone can dip, your blood vessels don't relax as easily, and your desire, even your ability to respond physically starts to fade. The good news is some of that can be reversed by helping your body calm down naturally, especially in the evening. One man I worked with, Sam, 74, a retired Marine from South Carolina, told me he hadn't slept a full night in over a decade. "I hit the pillow tired," he said, "but my brain keeps marching." He also said intimacy felt like a distant memory, not just physically, but emotionally. Sam was always a tough guy, but there was a quiet sadness behind his words, like he thought this was just how it had to be. We started with small steps, and one of them was introducing a nightly routine. Nothing complicated, just a cup of warm milk with half a teaspoon of turmeric and half a teaspoon of honey. Yellow milk, he laughed. That's a first. But he gave it a chance. After about 10 days, he told me, "It doesn't knock me out, but it settles me. I feel softer inside." He started falling asleep easier, waking up with fewer aches, and most importantly, he said he felt more present with his wife again. It wasn't just about performance. It was about being there, connected, and at ease in his own body. What often helps, especially for older men, is creating a bedtime ritual that works with your system instead of against it. A simple cup of warm milk contains tryptophan, which your brain turns into serotonin and melatonin, natural chemicals that promote calm and sleep. Turmeric, thanks to curcumin, helps lower inflammation and support healthy blood vessels. A little honey adds sweetness, but also helps stabilize blood sugar through the night. You don't need much. Just heat a cup of milk, gently stir in half. A teaspoon of turmeric and half a teaspoon of honey, and drink it slowly about 30-60 minutes before bed. You don't have to fight your body. You can listen to it. Strength isn't always about pushing through. Sometimes it's about allowing rest, peace, and softness to return. A warm cup of milk won't change everything overnight, but it can become a signal to your mind, to your heart, and to your hormones that you're safe, cared for, and still deeply alive. Even a quiet ritual like this can become the doorway to waking up with more confidence and connection again. If even one of these snacks caught your attention, that's already a step forward. Let us know in the comments which one you're ready to try tonight, or share what's already helped you. Your story might inspire someone else. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. Here, we talk about health in a way that's honest, simple, and human. You're not